inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.
Hey, what's the gig? Danny Dealz, Danny W. Dealz, Triple D, the Deal Machine, not in the Dealz house, hanging out in the Dealz part of the country, Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, JCP, NWA JCP, I should say, finally saw the light. They're getting out of the sticks. They're coming to my town. They're coming to Nashville, right? And we're going to be at the Troubadour. You guys know where that's at. It's over by the Opryland and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, the Deal Man, because I'm the Deal Man. Of course, I'm going to be there, number one. Two, I am the Deal Man, so I'm going to give you a deal on the tickets, right? We're going to give you a percentage off. Use 615-DEALS when you get your tickets at Old Eventbrite. You know what I'm saying, Daddy? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then we're going to get smashed.
Saturday, August 31st, celebrate 76 years of the National Wrestling Alliance as we return to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Join us as we reclaim the sport's most historic legacy in wrestling's hottest city on a night that promises to be filled with action, intensity, and surprises you don't want to miss. Visit NWALiveEvents.com for tickets today.
The National Wrestling Alliance is now on the CW. Download the CW app today or stream at thecw.com and catch up on past seasons of NWA Power with new content just around the corner. Experience wrestling as it's meant to be. It's the NWA on the CW.
What is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne, and this is the NWA Fam Livestream. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you all of you gorgeous people in the chat, and my co-hosts, Danny Dealz, Joe Galli, and Kyle Davis.
Hey! Hope everybody's having a
Whoa.
great Monday night. 4th of July weekend is past. If you're in the United States, that means something. If you're international, well, probably doesn't mean the same thing to you, especially if we're the people that left your deal. But otherwise, France, big news. Check that out. EC3 just defended the world title there, but also the whole thing where they're like, hey, let's not let the country fall apart and lean towards people that are kind of thinking of other people.
We were talking about them making it into the finals of the Euro Cup, brother. Come on now.
That too. Yes, that's just as important.
Viva France. Are you drinking Mountain Dews?
I'm drinking hard Mountain Dews, baby.
Oh my God.
Doesn't taste right.
All-time low, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a zero sugar. It's an alcoholic beverage. And to be honest with you, what's that? That's a Truly? See, don't be critical of me. Same deal, different flavor. Let's talk wrestling. Let's talk all things. Let's talk life. Hey, let's talk babies. Joe Galli, let's just get this out of the way.
Oh, you want to do the babies? Wow, thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Wow, he just jumped right into. I wasn't even ready with the.
No, that's quite all right.
Gaga, goo goo, coochie coochie coo. Joe's got a baby update for you. Gaga, goo goo, coochie coochie coo. Joe's got a baby update for you.
There we go.
4, baby. I think we're like 4 weeks out from this baby coming. So it's crunch time. It's crunch time. We've had to change things. The nursery's done. I'll share some photos of the nursery on our next episode of This Is the NWA. But I did add some new things in preparation because the baby could come early. At this point, it's a crapshoot. So we did add some things. Gary, I believe you got.
It's going to be a crapshoot when the baby gets there too. You know what I'm saying?
We got
know what I'm saying?
All over the wall.
We have thousands and thousands of wipes, thanks to all the people who have bought stuff on the baby registry, of which I'm still got some stuff on there. So if you want to help out, you can go to any of my social medias up there and help me and help Shelby support this lovely life and our first child. We can make things easier. Gary, you got some QR code, right? You got something going there?
Yeah.
There it is. So we'll leave this up for a second. If you scan that, that's going to go straight to the baby registry on Amazon. We're still looking for a couple of things. And like I said, we are down to the wire. That baby is coming very quickly. Sometime, obviously before NWA 76. So I'll be a new dad by then. And look at these photos. Look at that. We had our little 4th of July celebration, and we also went bowling. My pregnant wife beat me at bowling.
All right.
Wow.
I spent my entire middle school years like bowling as my like sport of choice. So I was thoroughly embarrassed that she like decimated me. And it's like, no, I devoted like a solid 4 years of every Wednesday going to Pickwick and bowling. And she just dominated. Maybe it's because she's carrying around that bowling ball in that belly right there. And then tomorrow we head into the doctor to get another update, but things are looking good. And thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate it. I almost forgot. The car seats in the car, in the center area, away from all of the airbags. And so this is again, I've already done the shout out before, and maybe he's in the chat. Maybe he's watching right now. Magic Jake Dumas. There you are. That is the car seat that you purchased. That also goes with the stroller, which is in the back. So we are ready to rock and roll. And look how good that car seat is. That's a good-looking car seat right there. It's comfortable.
It does look comfy.
I could fall asleep.
He's going to be
Baby's
riding in luxury.
Yeah.
When she won the bowling meet, did she do the "Who do you think you are? I am"? Did she do that?
She showed up. That guy is the best.
We'll show the
and that's
QR code one more time there for everybody.
Thank you again to everybody out there who has bought things. And to all of the family who is ready and rocking and rolling. And every time Shelby gets a tummy ache at this point, it's like, oh, is the baby coming? Do we have to go? It's like, so again, thank you to everybody out there. And I do appreciate it. And thank you, Kyle, for the segue.
You're welcome. I was like, what did
Not
I do?
the literal. We don't have a segue, which would probably be a good way to induce labor if she fell off a Segway.
Well, I mean, we all know the story that the inventor of the Segway died on a Segway and accidentally went off a cliff with one. So, whatever. Market.
That was a story that I originally was like, that's
can't be true, right?
Cannot be true. Yeah. And then I looked it up and it was, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
True. You know, else is true. Coming up tomorrow, semifinals of NWA POWERRR's Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament 2024. Cody from Dallas, Texas. And on this episode, in case you didn't see the graphic, we've got one of the gentlemen that will be in tomorrow's match to decide who's going to go for the finals. That man is Kratos. Very bloody Kratos from
not
the last
just Kratos. According to what I was told, we are going to have.
We're getting both. We're getting Kratos and Odinson.
Both immortals.
Whoa, we're getting immortal.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we're looking for them. Before we get to them, because they're not here yet. Also, if you're following NWA socials right now, you'll see that just announced Eric Smalls signed exclusively with the National Wrestling Alliance. That just went up around 7 p.m. Probably, hopefully.
Big contract. Big.
You mess with Smalls, you get hit in the balls. Let that be a lesson, ladies and gentlemen. Run around, punch people in the dick. You too could be an NWA contracted star.
Son of a biscuit.
This has not been endorsed by the National Wrestling Alliance. Please do not punch people in the dick.
Yeah. Please.
Kyle said we're supposed to. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we got some super chats here going on. Jesse Goder's fan there. Hope
super chats.
Spectacular.
We stop everything for super chats. Jesse Goddard's fan. Hope y'all had a spectacular 4th. This brother is pushing some Jesse Goddard.
Hey, look at this stuff.
Look how in shape he is.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, he is spectacular.
Yeah.
So
anybody, can you see mine jumping?
Huh?
I can't. I actually.
Now I see it. I gotta like squint
because I'm tiny on your screen, probably.
Yeah, if I put it on my big TV, maybe.
If you put it on your big TV, you'd
get
pregnant yourself right now, baby.
You got no-sell Cosmic Joe?
No, we're going right to Cosmic Joe right now because Cosmic Joe.
Yeah, reminder: super chats make everything stop on the show immediately. Everything stops for you with a super chat. So here is Reverend Cosmic Joe Chronicles. Get your baby some bowling shoes, Joe.
I gotta ask
with that $20 he just dropped right now.
He must like bowling as well. I don't even think he likes babies. I just think he likes bowling, and he wants to make sure that baby enjoys bowling, his pastime.
I have to admit something. When I was in my career of bowling as a child, where I would go to a league and I would bowl all the time, I bought everything except shoes. The shoes I would continue to rent because they were comfortable. And when we went to this bowling alley over the weekend, I went and rented the shoes. And anybody who's seen pictures of me know I have horrible heel spurs. And so it's difficult for me to find shoes that are comfortable. They were the most comfortable frickin' shoes I'd ever put on. And I almost said, it's worth it for me to leave my actual shoes there and to steal these bowling shoes and just wear them because they were so comfortable for me.
I'm thinking next time we have a show, we need, when we have time, of course, we grab like 10 of the roster. We go to the bowling alley. We have a tournament. We get drunk, of course, because that's really, we film it. That's important too. And then we put it as an NWA special.
Who do you put in the chat? That's a great comment, Kyle. That's a great idea. Put in the chat, who in the National Wrestling Alliance do you think is the best bowler? Because, there's strategy involved with it. It's not just, you can't just pick the jacked dudes because they might just chuck it, but it's going to go in the gutter. Who's got the accuracy? Who's got the patience? Who's got the focus in their brain to be the best bowler in the NWA? I want to know in the comments. I don't know if that's
I think of like Odinson as being like,
that's where I'm pointing is there.
Odinson should be able to bowl, but I picture Odinson just taking the ball.
His hands are too big.
Throwing it.
They don't even fit. And he'd have to just palm it.
Alex Taylor just texted us. I worked at a bowling alley in high school. I'm a pro, baby, and I like getting drunk. So AT.
I think AT is actually a great pick for that.
I can picture Thrillbilly just throwing the ball.
That's my thing. It's like he wouldn't be good. Like he would
Carnage would probably be one of those people where you're like, I can't believe the guy.
Like Kerry be good. You'll never hear the end of it.
Kerry would just keep on strutting as he'd throw it and then turn around and strut. He'd be like, did that go in? Did that go in? It was a gutter, Kerry.
Well, can you moonwalk and roll the ball too?
You know who I think's good? Sal. I feel like Sal would roll a rock. I feel like he could roll the rock. He's crazy.
Okay, you know what I would pay for? William Patrick Corrigan bowling.
I'm in. He's from Chicago. He's bold.
Yeah.
I'm asking him right now. Have you bowled?
Fours in the winter. And I made this comment, and I just want to put this over there because this was the best statement ever. When I was a child, I was allowed to pick what sport I was going to get involved in. And so I picked bowling, and there was a level of disappointment from my mother, even to this date. But I did remind her, like, I picked the one sport where you get to watch your kid play indoors with air conditioning, with a snack shack and a bar. So I'm just saying, I could have been out playing tennis and you're just going to sweat your butt off watching me hit a ball back and forth, or you can get a little toasted and have some nachos. I'm just saying. It's a great sport.
Jack Stain's an interesting pick, but I think Fee has Aaron. Aaron already has like the glove and everything. Like,
can't do it.
Oh, you think
it goes against the insurance policy on the hand?
Baron Von Storm would not be able to let go of the ball once he grabs it.
He would be with it.
He would crush it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the Baron.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys seen that teaser we dropped it at the beginning. We'll drop it later in the show too.
D'Lo Brown.
See, this is a new thing we're trying out. Usually we talk randomness, but now we're talking randomness while also tying it in to the National Wrestling Alliance. See, we're trying to make the best of both worlds here. This is what you tune on Monday nights for. Ladies and gentlemen, you tune in to Tuesday nights for NWA Power. And again, tomorrow night in action, we're going to have, let's talk about it right now. You got graphics for me, baby? I could just do a segue right now. We can do it now and we can do it later.
I mean, I guess if we're jumping into it, go ahead and talk about it. Yeah, look at this, NWA Power tomorrow night.
Look at that. Tomorrow night, We have Baron Von Storm in action against
Beauty and the Beasts, right
big,
there.
strong Mims. Ever since Black Cheese has stepped into Mims' life, he's promised him that all his dreams will come true. But will those dreams turn into a nightmare tomorrow when the unhinged madness and the claw of Baron Von Storm meet Mims? You're gonna have to find out.
That's a weird one for you to get. Like, I don't want to be the first guy to face Baron Von Storm. That's scary. Like, you don't know what to expect.
Joe Pickett. Who you got?
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love Mims so much, but Stormski, like, this is the whole different level of Storm, man. He ain't the dude that I was hanging out calling matches with for so many years. I mean, it's unhinged. I don't know how you control him. You got to give it to the Iron Claw that is.
A hurricane hitting Texas right now. Tim Storm was from Texas, and then the Baron took over. So I'm going to say whatever the hell's going on right now, storms are hitting that area. I think Mims better watch out. Claw's coming for him.
All righty. All right.
Very well, Hendricks. Pull out your phone.
Other matches, I guess we're including our guest tonight. The Immortals are going to be taking on Blunt Force Trauma, the world.
You got to go BFT here.
I mean, this match will set up who will be in the finals of the Crockett Cup. Do we have the Immortals, a duo that's been decimating the competition throughout the tournament brackets, or Blunt Force Trauma, the tag team champions? They've been unstoppable, not only because of the ability to come together and just destroy their opponents, but Aaron Stevens, he's not exactly the most honest manager you could have, but he definitely gets the job done. He steps in when he needs to. And this match is going to determine who will be in the finals of the Crockett Cup. Blunt Force Trauma, they've got the record, but the Immortals have the momentum. I really want it to be the Immortals, but I know Blunt Force Trauma, they always tie in. They always end up just stealing it away. I want Immortals, but I feel like Blunt Force is going to steal it.
And don't forget, Aaron has that pocket square still. It's made of silkworm secretions.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Edge Aaron and BFT because of that.
There's a lot to be excited for on Power tomorrow, but I mean, does it get any bigger than pretty empowered implosion here as Kenzie Page has to defend the World Women's Championship against Ella Envy.
Former tag team partners, former friends, former champions, former team members, and pretty empowered. And now Ella Envy is coming for the Burke. Kenzie Page has had ups and downs in the National Wrestling Alliance. She is the women's champion right now, and yet this might be one of her biggest challenges ever. She needs to put emotion on the side. She can't let Ella get into her head. Kenzie Page defending against Ella Envy, accompanied by Miss Star. And just as a backup, even though Ella says Miss Star's there only because Kylie's going to be there, Kenzie's bringing Kylie because Ella is bringing Miss Star.
Kenzie hasn't any downs. We talk about ups and downs. She hasn't any downs. She's been the champ for like almost a year.
I love disagreeing with Dealz, but he's right.
Let's talk present day. But in the past, as Kenzie was coming up through the ranks of the National Wrestling Alliance, it wasn't all roses and gold. Now is her time to shine. However, Ella Envy is somebody who's seen her before she was everything she is today. She came up with her. She was her partner. Even before Kylie was involved in all of this, they were pretty empowered. I don't care what you're saying or like anything like that. Kenzie Page has not always been champion. She's champion now. She is the person, the woman she's grown into. Experience and as well that. Ella Envy, though, she remembers her when she wasn't everything, and she wants to bring her back to being that person she once was.
Don't get hot.
I'm sorry. It was 102 when I got into my car today to go to the gym, so I got hot. Bro, I feel like I'm painting a beautiful picture for this match.
You did.
I think you did. Yeah.
You did. It was good. You should think about broadcasting or something.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. One day I hope I could be like the two of you. I would love to join the two of you on commentary at some point, but there's already one bald guy on the broadcast.
You should try drinking while you work.
I'll get you a slick jacket, Kyle. You look like me.
Oh, I do possibly have to get a real crazy jacket coming up if I work a certain show, but we'll find out, Mr. Morton. He hasn't verified that with me. I don't think he wants me here because I talk shit about him. Oh, well.
working with our guests, trying to get.
Hey, by the way, Garrison, that code I made last week is still good until midnight tonight Central.
Great point. 4th of Deals 24 for 20% off. NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop.
I bet I sent you the pictures of them shorts. I got those back in too.
Deal has so many new things on the shop, so many updates going on that I know earlier today it was the website was getting a little wonky there. And I think it's just because so many people were going to it, but it's fixed now. Look at those power shorts, pink and blue, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the colors of summer. Those are the colors of spring. Those are the colors of year round. Get those on. They'll make your legs look like everything they should be.
Yeah.
I love this short.
There's going to be year round shorts for Tom. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, 100%.
They match his shirt.
Yeah.
Also love all the pin selections you've got.
Oh, yeah. I got new pins. Yeah. And some new pins. That's some other stuff.
Speaking of Tom, look at this. Look, Tom's right there.
Yeah. Look,
No,
brother.
that's actually a rare photo of Tom actually wearing a shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you think he gets so tan?
Usually shirts are afraid of his abs. That's just what it is.
So look at that shirt to the left, too. It's like the shirt I'm wearing, but it's inverted. It's very nice.
Like
that one is a tri-blend, Kyle. It's very soft.
Like a heather blue. I like that. That's very good. Ooh, I'm going to have to get one of those on my body right now. Well, can't. Looks like I'm going to have to go with this polo instead.
Oh, well. Gary, I believe there is...
Are the shorts like basketball shorts?
Yeah, they're mesh shorts. Yes.
Is that slime balls?
They're mesh shorts.
Yeah, that's a Slime Balls t-shirt.
And you know what I love about that? That's a throwback, ladies and gentlemen, because in the 80s we had toys called Mad Balls, and that's what those kind of looked like.
That's
there.
exactly
Slime
what it
balls,
looks
Mad
like.
Balls. Look at that. Everything
go
means something
Slimer
again.
from Ghostbusters, but yeah, you're right.
No, I
That's
love
a great
that. I
slime
love
ball.
the Mad Balls reference.
Now, deals, are those going to be
maybe
available
someday we'll
at
have
events, or is that going to be
Well, it's an
online
on-demand.
only?
It's an on-demand shirt, but you know who knows? Maybe I'll have to make some for 76. But currently, it's an on-demand shirt, kind of like the. Did I send you a Baron shirt, Gary? Oh, okay. Kind of like the Tom Latimer shirt, that Eric Small shirt right there. I'm pointing at it like you can see me. Jesus Christ! And the
there's the Baron shirt.
That Baron shirt right there. That's an on-demand shirt. I might have to make some of those for 76, though. We'll see. You know, Baron. That's he's going to be hot. Well, there's a Slime Ball screaming in the. He said, "I'm not a throwback. I'm a now back. You chump, Kyle." Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is that English? I don't know. Probably not.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
I mean, we know he's not a throwback. He's like 19, but that's
And them jerseys. How about them jerseys, Daddy?
yeah. My cousin's bringing that up, Ryan Davis.
Yeah,
I do like that. Will the NWA? Oh yeah, the United States Tag Team Champions. Yeah, that match is still set. That match is booked. It's the fixtures, and it's Stacey killing Talos. We just got to have it.
It's coming.
People put it to the
It
side.
is coming. They were waiting for the Crockett Cup to end, and sadly, both teams did not make it that far into the Crockett Cup. So, you know, they still got the opportunity, but now the opportunity is who will become the new United States Tag Team Champions.
Who indeed?
I know that the Impero has a say in some of that, so we're going to find out coming up in an upcoming episode of NWA Power.
Whoa.
Yeah. Big words there.
The Immortals.
You know, I remember the Immortals destroying the Slime Balls in a very nice bar setting once upon a time that you could look back on the CW app right now. Past episodes of NWA Power available on there. Download the CW app or go to CWTV.com. No subscription required. Catch up. Watch the new episodes on Tuesday. You can do all that. And if you want to, you see Carney Lands there on my little hashtag gimmick. It's a show on there as well if you want to see the reality of professional wrestling and of our
What
boss.
is going on with bowling today?
People love bowling.
Just got back from bowling. Thanks, Ricky.
It's America's pastime.
Through the election, from now on, it will be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump in a best-of-3 series bowling competition to determine who will be the next president of the United
Might be
States.
there a while.
Hey, guys, it makes just as much sense as the way we make choices as it is.
You know, Jerome Bettis loved bowling. You know, he was big on that. That's a Hall of Fame running back, Kyle.
Thank you. I was gonna.
It's coming.
Like,
it's coming.
Oh, really, Jerome Bettis? But I knew you knew.
Son of a bitch! Who knew it? Yeah,
who knew?
Huge fan of Jerome.
I was. It's the bus. It's the bus. What are you talking about?
That was just what Kyle would have done. That's all.
I can't bowl. I always get worried that I'm going to slide like The Rock did when he did that people's elbow on the first SmackDown or whatever it was. No, it was, you know what I'm talking about, where he did like the little slide thing wearing the dress shoes where he didn't have the contraction.
Fear just consume you so you can't enjoy pastimes that like people of all ages can enjoy.
Joe, you know me. I literally drove by somebody who was homeless yesterday
because I'm afraid I'll either slip or slide. Ugh.
I had to come home and medicate last night because I drove by somebody that was panhandling, and I immediately had a fear of what if I lose everything? What if that's me? What if life doesn't work out the way I wanted it to? What if goes on? This is literally every day of my life, ladies and gentlemen, and Joe has to deal with it.
Pal. I'm just saying.
I had to do that before on Forbes Avenue. Got stranded in Pittsburgh one time.
Did give a guy a ride home the other day, so I thought that would be very good karma for me.
He's working for Uber, folks. It's not that big of a deal.
He's picked a ride up. Yeah.
He's making money. It's fine.
How are our guests coming along, Gary? Are they figuring it out, or are we still going to buy a little bit more time?
Struggling with the link, but the link worked for you guys. So,
you know what? So here's the thing about the link. Maybe they're using Chrome. It doesn't work on there. I always have to go to
I was
Edge.
just explaining that because it does look like one of them was using Chrome.
There we go. I don't understand why Google works with
Safari.
It is weird.
It is very weird.
Yeah. Yes.
But you know what's not weird, ladies and gentlemen? All of the events we have coming up. If you've been going to nationalwrestlingalliance.com, you can go to the live events section on there. You can see all the territory shows coming up, as well as the NWA proper shows. Our next major event, NWA 76, our anniversary show, coming to you August 31st from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Of course, 76 years of the National Wrestling Alliance. Anything could happen at these anniversary shows. Sometimes they're a reset for things to come. Sometimes they're just an encapsulation of everything that makes the National Wrestling Alliance great. You could be a part of the action. Go to NWALiveEvents.com right now and get your tickets.
Your live events.
Live events.
Live events.
And my camera.
Baby update. Yeah, you did.
Yes, we did the baby update right at the beginning. The baby exists. It's almost being born. In fact, Joe is learning all about what he has to do to be there to catch the baby when it comes out.
There's the baby registry.
QR code, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to make a donation by purchasing something on our Amazon wish list, there's some very affordable options on there. There's a sanitizer to like sanitize bottles that my wife keeps talking about. I don't think it's very much money. So if you want to go ahead and help out, you'll get a shout out here and on social media. So I would appreciate it if you just kind of perused what's on that Amazon wish.
Perused.
Yeah.
And if you want a Kyle Davis update about babies, I just took a test yesterday. Congratulations to me. The vasectomy still going strong. I haven't healed from it yet. So no babies in my future. You only have to deal with Joe Galli for that QR code.
Wait,
this
guy. You haven't healed from your vasectomy? That was
no, I'm saying like, no. So here's a fun fact. Some vasectomies, your body will just reincorporate and make a new chain of events happen. And you might all of a sudden become no longer.
I hate this conversation.
You're going to grow male and female genitalia and breed with yourself.
So every 6
Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to report that we don't have to listen to this anymore. The Immortals are here. So
what the hell is going on?
Nothing, Kratos.
With this.
By the way, you posted a picture on Instagram the other day or today. I don't know. Sometimes shit shows up in my feed at the wrong time. And literally, it is the bloodiest version of you I've ever seen. I don't know the context. I don't know what's going on, but it definitely looks like you need to learn how to shave your head properly.
I saw that comment, by the way. No, first of all,
wrestling or bare knuckle fighting. What is that?
So the story about that is our pay-per-view actually in February, I think, or January. This was last year when I hit the turnbuckle with my head. It was against.
I was in Tampa.
Yeah. So I actually hit myself pretty hard that it created a hematoma under my skin. So when I had the opportunity to go work for New Japan on the flight over, the hematoma, because of the altitude, it swelled up. It was swollen pretty bad. So anyway, during the match, it ruptured, and thank you
what a good time to fix it right there in Japan.
Thank you to the Japan fucking medical staff that it was actually an artery that rushed into my forehead. So
Jesus.
I thought you did the old territory thing where you tripped getting off the plane and cut it back open to get a free.
Yeah, I did that, But yeah, man, it was ugly. It was brutal. I lost.
So ruptured artery, you're still here. You truly are immortal. He can't be stopped. And speaking of another man who is immortal, we have Odinson right here on the side with you. Both these gentlemen are in one of the most dominant tag teams in professional wrestling, not just the National Wrestling Alliance. And tomorrow night in NWA Power, they will be in the semifinals of the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament going against BFT. They are the number 4 seed. Whether you agree with that or not, let's face it, they're definitely working their way up to being number 1 next year. BFT is the number 1. And gentlemen, you have been destroying tag teams in the National Wrestling Alliance. And here you are going against the tag team champions. The tag team title's not on the line, but the Crockett Cup will be if you win this match. Can you beat BFT when it matters tomorrow night? And if you do beat them, do you think you're going to beat them again for the tag team titles?
Did you say if?
I'm sorry. I have to make it seem as if it's not a predetermined thing. Let's face it. BFT has Aaron Stevens. This has nothing to do with skill. Earlier in the show, I said, I want you guys to win. I'm pulling for you. I think you could do it. But that man, Aaron Stevens, he has a tendency to cheat. Sometimes cheating gets the win. Sorry to say.
Yeah. So when we beat them, we will advance to the finals and win the whole thing. That's the whole reason why we're in it. And it's not if, it's when.
Hey, right, that's right. Is that true that Sage Slimeball does your workout plan? That's what he just said. Is that true?
What?
That's what he just said. It was in the chat.
Slimeball Sage is in the chat, and he is.
That's why Kratos is so strong. And
he says you guys hang out all the time, and he makes your workout plan.
Yeah, sure.
Either workout plan, they mean that they both get super strong and ripped by throwing the slime balls around whenever they have a match.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Anyone.
Well, he did chop Thrillbilly, and Thrillbilly had to drop out of the Crockett Cup. So it's, I'm just saying. I'm just going by what I saw.
I'm happy to see Odinson because I was worried he would, because when I messaged him about doing this, he was kind of like, is Kratos doing it? Because he's the voice of the team. I hit things. And so it was kind of like,
I'm the body guy.
I had to message him and tell him to get out of the gym for a little bit.
I was gonna say we gave Kratos some props on his Instagram, but you can follow Odinson. Look at that if you want to just see somebody just peeking out as humanity. I don't know. You can follow Odinson there.
And one of my favorite things about Odinson's account is I go to Planet Fitness because it's super inexpensive and everything like that. And you always hear people be like, how are you going to get jacked doing things like that? You don't need the biggest weights in the world to get ripped, bro. You just sometimes need the best form and the best skills and working out different things. And you, sir, you figured this out because every time I see you on Instagram, you scroll through and, you hear this a lot about how, he must get all the women and stuff like that. I could tell you guys right now that as a guy who wishes he was jacked, every time I see somebody like Odinson, I just go, why not me? And then I remember genetics, dedication, and diet are probably in my way.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been 16 years, basically, nonstop training. So, and I've worked with a lot less than what Planet Fitness has. So, Planet Fitness has plenty to work with.
And then visually,
hashtag lunk alarm.
I mean, visually,
I've been
one of the most
about
intimidating people I've ever met. And Kratos also visually one of the most intimidating people I've ever met. Both of you guys are sheer muscle and agility and everything else. A lot of people don't realize this, but not only can you guys press big ass people over your head, but both of you guys can actually hit the air as well. What was it that brought you two together as a tag team? If we can ask you right now.
Well, for me, if I could say, when I was approached, I was excited when it was Odinson because when we were single competitors, obviously he caught my eye because am I putting this guy over right now?
Yeah, that's your tag team partner.
All right.
No, I mean, just look at him. You guys are just speaking of him. He looks like $1 million. And not only that, I think he's just extremely athletic. And I truly, when I say it, when we talk in the show and when we are given the mic and we talk about it, I truly believe he's pound for pound the strongest and the best at that weight class. So, and he's just immortal. You know what I mean? So for me to stand next to him and do that, it ups my game, and I think it just elevates us to be what we are, which is the best tag team in the world. So,
no, and that is what it is. We push each other to be better, always trying to one up each other, because that's just who we are. We're both very competitive. So in the ring, you can see when he throws someone across the ring, I'm trying to throw him further than he just did. Just things like that. So yeah, and then of course he's a former tag team champion, so you can't argue with
Aaron
that.
Stevens. See, Aaron
Right.
Stevens is the man.
They've got the advantage tomorrow night. He knows them.
I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out facts here. Croutons, when are you going to start eating some spray paint, man? What's happening?
That's always the thing, man. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like it that
I'm
much.
just checking because brother eats it and he doesn't say anything. He's very good. This is the first time I've ever heard his voice form words before. Usually he sprays it and then he's mad.
Oh yeah, there's no talking in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, the purpose is one of the most contentious parts, I think, of Odinson's background on that. Obviously, you look at you and you're like, well, that guy is inhumanly looking. And here he is spraying stuff into his mouth and getting really fired up. We've heard it on commentary that has been cleared by all sorts of people, that there's no sort of performance enhancement in the
That's
purpose.
what Billy says. I'm still out.
But there's a part of me that thinks if I'm spraying silver shit in my mouth and I get real fired up, I gotta question what the hell that is.
There's something in there, right?
Now, bro, I know that you enjoy certain things at times like me, but I got a question. Sometimes I think you really are huffing spray paint right before you.
It's like Mark McGuire and Andrew, right? You know,
it's right there looking at
it's
us.
a mental
one day
thing.
We're gonna look
it's a
back
mental
and we're gonna be like, who would have thought? Is there a part of you that one day that's like, God, I'm kind of sick of spraying shit in my face because sometimes it tastes weird and looks weird? Or are you just like literally in the moment, you're like, no, this is my psychosomatic way of getting fired up?
Oh,
you
yeah.
do that shit at the gym when you're at Planet Fitness?
Oh, I've thought about doing it at Planet Fitness, but I think that would get me kicked out. I think that would be no, that's enough. You got to go.
I mean, it's an intimidating thing to watch some dude do that. And I got to be honest with you, as always, you are an intimidating human being, much like you are, Kratos. And I don't know if people know this or not, but you have you're going to start getting involved in fighting, and not just professional wrestling, but things like that. Are there any updates on what's happening with that as well?
So what I can speak of right now is we're talking about on the table a 4-fight contract, and some names are being thrown out, obviously, and but that's what we're looking at. Hopefully, maybe November, December, or the beginning of 2025 is what we're looking at. They offered me a 4-fight deal. So,
what kind of fight?
We'll see. It's bare knuckle fighting. So,
man, you crazy as hell.
Yes, sir.
I know, we've met him. My favorite thing about you is too, like, you look at you and you're just super chill on your everyday life. The most swagged Kratos and stuff like that. And yet when you're in the ring, it's a different human being. But here we are talking about bare knuckle fighting and everything like that. I mean, both of you gentlemen, when not in the ring, are individuals that are a pleasure to hang out with and be around. I think maybe fans don't realize the people behind the people they see on the camera. I mean, this is literally the two individuals as I see them when I get to interact with them.
Yeah,
and yet these guys beat the shit out of people in the ring constantly. Is there something in your lives, in your past, that make you be the most chill human beings in everyday life, but then when you get into the ring, all of a sudden something flips and then the violence ensues?
It's a damn spray paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. That flip, that switch is flipped.
Yeah, just
like you came up a competitor too, Kratos. Like I was a power lifter, strongman type shit. So like when you had to go, when it was your turn to go, you had to go. So you had to turn it on right there and then, and you know, lift that shit, whatever it was. And so you know, it's boom. Just being a competitor, you have to have that. So
yeah, just like for me too. For me, it's simple. You know, it's that saying. It's all over social media, but it's very true. When you've lived the experiences, you got to have that dog in you. You know what I mean? And it's you don't have to always walk around like that. You know what I mean? It's almost oozing off you that, you know, you could be the cool dude, but you know, there's that one thing that you watch that guy and you know that's not no guy to, you know, fuck around with. So for me, it's been that, you know, I'm chill dude, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. And like Odinson said, you know, for both of us, that switch just flips. And then, you know, being able to walk the NWA aisle and feel that energy from the crowd, that, you know, when they see us, they know that, you know, it's someone's about to get their ass. Someone's about to get their ass whipped, because these two dudes you do not want to meet in the middle of an alley. You know what I mean? So that also feeds the fuel that we already have. And it's and obviously, if you know, you're watching the product and you see that from us, that we're no one to mess with, man. We're coming for the titles. We're going to win the Crockett Cup, and there's a big future for both of us. So I'm excited.
Hey, great question from Exodus Pro here. They want to know if Odinson has glasses as cool as Kratos. That's what I want to know too.
Oh,
it's in the mail. It's in the mail.
They're somewhere, yeah.
All right, you got them Devo glasses. So, yeah.
You also mentioned having that dog in you. And there's another tag team in the NWA that I've heard mention having that dog in them a lot, and that's the Southern Six, who are going to be in the finals. They already won the semifinal match. This is the next semifinal match you gentlemen will be in tomorrow night. What happens if the Southern Six are standing across the ring from the Immortals?
We win.
That's it. That was it. That was all we had to ask. Why even bother talking about it?
That's it. I think Alex is in the chat too. He might get fired up about that.
Yeah, those little guys.
Fired up. Speaking of the chat, there's a couple of questions in here. You know, whenever we have people on here, I like to humanize them and get back to the story and everything like that.
Yeah, please do. Let's do it.
I always like stuff like this. You know, pro wrestling's kind of a weird thing. You know, everybody was usually a fan of it when they get into it and they grow up watching it in some way, shape, or form, or the people in the chat are fans. What made you guys want to become professional wrestlers? What's the background on that? What was the catalyst?
For me, man, long story short, my father used to work at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, and my grandmother was the head of security there. So I used to go to all the events, man, all the events. And as I got a little bit older, I never wanted to really go to anything but the wrestling. And I'll never forget it. I say it all the time. For me, it was my dad actually got us a front row seat. Well, got myself a front row seat when the Ultimate Warrior wrestled Papa Shango at the Cow Palace. And the Ultimate Warrior, obviously his music and all this other, he just came running to the ring, did his thing in the corner. And I was literally sitting right there. And then for me, that was it. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to be a professional wrestler. And that's all she wrote for me, man. So in a nutshell, it was for me just being around it. You know, I was always backstage hanging around with all the guys. You know, like I said, you know, my dad and all his brothers and my grandmother ran security. So I was running around backstage, high-fiving Elizabeth, Macho Man. You know, there's a picture floating around somewhere, man, and I want to get it because I want to put truth to it, that there's a picture of Andre the Giant holding me in his hand when I was like a year and a half. So it's like, I want to get that picture. But for me, it was just, I was always around it since a kid, man. So that's, in a nutshell, that's for me.
So Papa Shango did it. All right. What about you, Odie?
See, I'm like the exact opposite. I was never around it, never around wrestling. Like, barely came to, you know, where I lived or anything. But I always just, there was something about wrestlers. I always wanted to look like a wrestler. And that's how I got into bodybuilding and powerlifting and all that. It was just, I wanted to look like that because I just thought wrestlers were the coolest guys around, like the coolest guys on the planet. Like the biggest celebrities to me as a kid were wrestlers. And I mean, maybe it's because I never got to see it. You know, I think I went to 2 shows before I was, you know, in high school. I think I went to 2 wrestling shows, like, ever. And so it was just something that I don't think I ever got enough of. So it was something that I always wanted and something that I had to, like, kind of, you know, do myself. And, you know, I did it 12 years later. So.
Well, it's hard to run a show in Asgard. I mean, it's expensive, you know,
right?
With unions up there.
Right.
I think I found that photo. I didn't realize that Kratos used to look like a beer can when he was a baby.
Zilla's asking in the chat the name, the Immortals, when you guys got paired up or decided to make this thing a team. Was there something behind that, like a particular reason you went with the Immortals?
Actually, I got to give it to Odinson on that one. We were just talking, and he was just like, you know, we were just really just going back and forth with things of our nature, like who we are as people, like who we really are. And
yeah,
Odinson was like,
crazier than the son of a bitch.
Yeah, Odinson was like, we're fucking immortal, bro. So let's just go with that.
Yeah, Kratos and Odinson, immortal. Can't die.
It's perfect. It makes complete sense.
Kratos,
have you ever worked in the Cow Palace? Have you ever got to wrestle in the Cow Palace?
I did. So there's an organization in San Francisco called All Pro Wrestling, and they finally they ran a big show out there, and I can't remember when it was, but yeah, it was a few years back. But I got to wrestle Jekyll's, and it's another independent guy, and it was awesome, man. It was so good to, it was so cool to walk that aisle and just actually live that, you know what I mean? Where I was a kid, I went and visited my grandma's security room. I did the whole thing, man. So it was really awesome. It was a cool moment for me to walk the aisle, and of course I won. So it was good.
We brought this up before, obviously. Kratos, former NWA World Tag Team Champion with Aaron Stevens. And Odinson, in the chat, people are asking about your former partner, Pero. Is there something about tag team wrestling that makes you individuals be drawn to that? Is there something you prefer? Do you prefer tag team wrestling over singles competition? Obviously, we've seen you compete as tag teams in NWA and other facets. So is it something that you just go to all the time, or?
I mean, it's just something. I got put in a tag team with Pero like 7-ish years ago, and I just something about tag team wrestling I just really liked. The psychology of it, the having to think about 4 guys instead of 2 guys, just the thought process of 2 versus 2, is just a whole different ball game, and a lot more thinking going on than you got to depend on another person. And I don't know, it's just something I really enjoy tag team wrestling, and I've had awesome tag team partners, so that doesn't hurt either.
Well, kudos to them too, to Pero and Odinson. You guys just came back from a kick-ass tour in all Japan, so that's pretty dope for you guys too. So
hell yeah, doing that and coming back and winning the Crockett Cup.
Boom. Yeah. I do want to give a shout out to Ryan in the chat. He's here every single week. Ryan's asking Odinson about biting the rope. Looks cool. Wants to know, is there a story behind biting the rope? Why are you doing that?
He's hungry.
I think that's kind of just it.
It's purposed up, bro.
I spray paint the mouth, and then one day I bit the rope and hit a most muscular pose, and I was like, man, that looks awesome. And then
it's like dessert.
I just kept doing it.
Right? It's like dessert.
But there has been times where I've bit the rope, and I've been like, oh man, who hit the rope before me? Whose sweat is in my mouth right now?
A little bit of body oil.
Yeah.
Here's a couple questions. Here's one for you, Kratos. If you took the braids out of that beard, do you have the same facial hair as Odinson? Does it look exactly the same or no?
I wake up like this, man. I don't know. I never take it out.
That's why you're ornery all the time. It's too tight. I bet you if you loosened it up, you'd probably be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" You take ties and bring
gotta be longer than mine.
Yeah.
Yes, they do need beard product sponsors. I agree with you, Graves. That is
let's do it,
man, right there.
Oh hell yeah!
Speaking of which, when was the last time that either of you were completely clean shaven?
Were we? What? No.
no, bro, get your brain out of the gutter, bro. We all have that thing where we're like,
Kyle, Jesus.
No.
When he was watching The Ultimate Warrior,
I'm watching Power, and I had grown a beard out that I trimmed wrong, and now I'm stuck with this shit. So that's why I'm picking this. Everybody's had an incident where they were trimming, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, God damn it, now I got to fix this beard and start from scratch. When was the last time you went through that?
To go to that, the beard for me is, I don't know why it just comes so easy, but the other day, go back to your great comment you did on my picture. I was shaving my head the other day, and I was going right here, and I clipped the shit out of my ear. And my daughter walked in there, and you could have sworn it was a murder scene, dude. It was a little cut, and it was just gushing like fucking crazy.
Yep, I just did that to my head. I got a Band-Aid right now.
Yep. I'm jealous of you guys.
Brand new razor, just
these brothers
discoloration from sunburn. That when I see anybody who doesn't have that, I'm like, what did they do right? They use what
guys should use a Mach 3. What are you doing? You know, and you guys are over here.
I've always really tried to get those the machines too, the little buzz ones, and they never just. I don't like they never get smooth, man.
Doesn't work. No, doesn't work.
Nah.
But quit using samurai swords, though. You guys chopping your heads up and all that.
Yeah, it's got to be like 15 years since I've not had facial hair. At least 15 years. Yeah.
Odinson, while I have you here, I know that in the last year or so you became a father. Any advice for Joe Galli as a man who's about to experience being a father?
Get ready.
Yeah, get used to being tired.
I figured it was fresh in your mind.
Moving nonstop. No breaks.
Great. So far, he hasn't heard a positive thing other than just like, one day you're going to have a legacy.
I think you've all got daughters too.
First of all, Joe, congratulations. But yeah, man, it's especially with our lifestyle, man. It's a very fun, tiring journey, but it's got its rewards along the way, man. So you'll be fine, dude. But congratulations. But yeah, man, get the energy drinks and the caffeine ready, brother.
Is that true? What Gary said? You all have daughters?
Yes, yeah. I have 2 daughters and a son.
It's crazy to think that 3 of the most like badass masculine men's I know all have daughters. Must be something to do with that. The universe got to balance it out.
Right.
All of our daughters can kick your ass. And mine's still in the wall.
I'll make it look good.
Just imagine like Odinson's daughter or something brings home the boyfriend and we're sitting at the table.
Oh, don't even. No. Don't even want to think.
Pop up European uppercut.
Right.
Get my daughter home on time.
We're going to the movies.
I'll throw him out the door.
I don't think so.
I just want to give you guys a big thank you for being a part of the show. It's always nice to have everybody on here. It's always nice to have our fans get kind of a different flavor of the wrestlers that they see on their screens there. And again, tomorrow night, I wish you guys the best. The Crockett Cup 2024 Tag Team Tournament is in full effect. The semifinals, the number 4 seed, the Immortals going against Blunt Force Trauma, the NWA Tag Team Champions. History will be made tomorrow night. And then, gentlemen, if you get through them, one more match to the Crockett Cup, carrying that, I wish you the best. And I hope, as the chat's saying in here, that the World Tag Team titles are in your future.
Very much so, man. Thank you guys for having us. Appreciate it. Man.
It'd still be United States Tag Team titles if it wasn't for their desire to beat the shit out of Blunt Force Trauma. So this is your chance.
Beating up Blunt Force Trauma and Aaron Stevens is a hell of a motivator. I'd give up gold, too, to do that.
Oh, yeah. We'll get it back tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll get that last bang.
Guys, anything you want to plug? How do they follow you on socials? Let's make sure we're getting that in there.
For me, it's just JR Kratos, JR_Kratos, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. Give me a follow. I do my very, very best to get back to everybody. I think it's very, very important us as talent and entertainment to do that. So if you follow me social media, like I said, let's interact, let's support each other, and let's do this thing.
Yeah, what he said, but at Odinson of Asgard on everything. One word. There it is. Boom. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for doing this.
Go
it's
back
been
to
awesome.
doing what you were doing. I know that you hate doing this shit, and you're like, guys, I'm chilled right
now. They were really cool about doing it.
Side note. I was listening, and Odinson and I will kick anybody's ass in bowling. Hands down.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is big facts.
It's
big facts.
Well, Billy hasn't responded yet, but Joe did respond to him. I'm convinced that Billy Corgan is good at bowling.
He's from Chicago. They had nothing to do in the winter.
All right, guys. NWA 76 is coming up. I hope to see you there, and I hope to see you with your arms raised tomorrow night NWA Power, folks. CW. Go to CWTV.com or download the CW app. No subscription required. Watch history as it's made. And if you want to catch up on these guys beating asses of people like the Slime Balls, you can also catch past episodes on there as well.
Appreciate you guys.
Right.
Thank you.
Bam.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
All right. The Immortals. There, that was fun. That was nice talking to those
That was
guys.
great.
Yeah.
How different
And,
do you think it would be if
why are we
did
down
the
here?
podcast and we did the
All right,
spray
I'll
paint
fix it.
like right before? Like if we all did the spray paint.
We should do that. We should do
If
that.
I like hit the purpose right now and just
Yeah,
see
like
what
all
happens.
four of us just like
Yeah.
spray
Kyle,
painted.
I got a
Do
feeling
this
like
with
taking
your
the purpose would be like when you drink too many cups of coffee in the
And
morning
eat
or
like
something.
4 Blue Chews.
I was going to say, I feel like the purpose would be like taking Cialis or something and not having anything to do right after, taking pre-workout and not going to the gym, all
Let's
sorts of
say-
things like that.
Let's do it at 76.
Yeah, let's
I
all
can
just
spray
go right
paint it,
to
but
the snow.
you motherfuckers ready for some wrestling? You
Red,
know,
white, and blue purpose.
Billy, take this. Billy be like, why are you handing me? Just take the purpose, goddammit. Ladies and
That's,
gentlemen, NWA 76, of course, will be happening in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
August 31st. If you want to be part of the action, be there live and in person. Otherwise,
Oh, yeah, I
those will
gotta
be
think about
taped
that.
for future episodes of NWA Power on CW, folks. I can tell you it is going to be history in the making. Also, I haven't been to Philadelphia in quite some time. The former ECW arena, the 2300 arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It has a history with the National Wrestling Alliance. It has a history with almost everything in modern professional wrestling, and you can have your own history by being there live and in person. August 31st. Go to NWA.
But Kyle, that's like 2 months away. So a lot of
Who cares?
people, no, I'm just saying a lot of people might not, they might need their NWA fix now and they can get it on the CW, or you can visit the territories July 19th.
What
next
a beautiful
weekend.
segue.
Yeah, not this weekend,
It
but
would have
the
been being
next.
step on it 6 times, but yeah.
Screw you,
And
Joe.
don't forget to use the code 615 deals if you want to get a discount on the
615
tickets. Them all over the place.
Country gentlemen will be in action. NWA JCP Southeastern Champion Silas Mason in action. Jack Stain in action. Chase Stevens in action. The Stew Crew, the NWA JCP Southeastern Tag Team Champions. Colby Carter and Kenzie Page, the NWA World Women's Champion. I was doing so good.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
were
drop
so
it.
close.
And
blood
what's tough
sugar's
is they're
hard.
gonna love that. They're gonna love that show, and you're gonna want to see more NWA JCP. And lucky for you, they're coming right back on August 2nd in Coalfield, Tennessee.
I'll be at that show.
Yeah, I want to go to this show because this is 10 men, 2 rings, 1 war. You see it right there. This is a war game style matchup. Joe Kazana returns to the ring in there with the Country Gentlemen and TVA, and they're going to take on the Stew Crew, Zenith, and Spank.
Kyle and Deal's on the call.
That's
why
right,
people are
baby.
coming. That's why people are coming.
Yeah. you
We're
kinda wanna be a
already
part of
not
that.
doing our research. It's fantastic.
This is great. And for a little bit of a different flavor, you could also catch Exodus Pro Wrestling New Religion, July 20th. So that's just right after. You know,
Look,
the,
Aaron Stevens is there.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
So
your
I
I
favorite.
really love the solo graphics that they have for New Religion, where everybody either has the halo or the devil's horns on it.
is
EC3,
cool.
man, if I was ever going to run a cult, I think I would want him to be my guy doing the marketing for the cult.
I think if there was EC3 is most likely to run a cult.
I want him to work in the marketing department. I would follow him in the cult, but if he could run our social media pages and the website, it'd be fantastic.
It just
You
looks
handle
so
the
good.
social ads. It would be great if EC3 could get on that. There's plenty more territory stuff coming up, of course, too. You got a Black Harvest coming up. There you see Kylie with Pennywise.
Hanging out
I
with
guess.
Pennywise.
Shit.
It's
Maxie
true.
Impaler's
Girls
gonna
love
be
the
in that
Bad
one.
Boys. And
Yeah,
Max the
we'll be
Impaler,
there.
look at that. Look, they have matching eyes.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Makes sense.
And Max is also, look at that, just front and center on Sawed 2 coming up on October 26th.
Actually,
All
to
those
the
tickets
left.
are available.
Actually, to the left, but
Okay, you're right. It's a little to the
Also,
left.
big shout out to Max the Impaler. If you follow Max on social media, Max has been going through some stuff, and I love the fact that they are trying to make the most out of who they want to be. So big shout out to Max.
Oh.
Quick recovery.
I didn't see it. I got to look.
That's why Kyle's there. Kyle, part of the TLZ team.
I get all the socials there, right there. Sam Hain needs to be in Cleveland. Well, unfortunately, Sal Win is going to be happening coming up Sarasota, Florida, October 26th. Their tickets at
doesn't say Cleveland. That says Cleavage.
I know, but I know that that's a misnomer there because
Colin needs to be in Cleavage.
As you know, I'm horrible at typing and have to constantly go back into our thread and edit.
Actually, when we were there, the former Beaver Cleavage was there.
Yeah.
That is true.
A fair point. Yeah.
Who is now DLC in WWE 2K24.
And I think there was some of that special Turmic power in the cleavage of some of the ladies.
It does say cleavage. Solid needs to be in cleavage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting to the end of the show here, so I don't know. Feels like it's a good time for, I don't know, a moment of Sal, maybe.
Damn it.
Never be afraid to fall apart, because it's your opportunity to rebuild yourself the way that you've always wanted to be. Follow me?
I can tell
inspirational, actually.
His personal trainer is really knocking it out of the park. Sal,
I was gonna say Sal looked like he was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, he's like white's a very complementary color when you have anything going on with your body type. So he got a personal trainer that he has now drinking the Kool-Aid along with him. Turns out Kool-Aid not good for being a body guy. Too much sugar.
All right. Well, I'm glad we added that. Tomorrow night, NWA Power.
Drinking the Kool-Aid because he's a cult leader. Come on.
Yeah, I was with you.
Yeah. That was good.
I get it.
That was good. Mm-hmm. See, look at this. Good advice.
A couple more Mountain Dews, brother. You're married.
I'm feeling good about it, Kyle. So
I'm feeling good. You're feeling good. That's all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NWA. Thank you for joining us on Monday nights. As always, make sure you go to NWA live events. We want to see you live and in person at the shows. The Dealz man, the Gary Horne, the Joe Galli, the Kyle with the generic last name as well. We want you to be a part of the action when we get to see you there. And every Monday night, we get to enjoy our time with you. Thank you very much for joining us. And as always, he's having a kid. He's got deals for you. Gary's got an amazing podcast called Cinema Shock. He's wearing the t-shirt right now. And I don't know. I customize action figures and I cry myself to sleep. Who knows? 6 is high. That way, there we go. Anybody got any information, any order of business they want to hit the fans with at the very end here?
Use the code before it expires.
Yeah, get that code in.
Use the code. You can follow me at Kyle Davis ATL on social media. Be my friend. Talk to me.
If you're in the South Carolina area, especially Greenville, South Carolina area, Cinema Shock does have a live show coming up in a couple of weeks. So I will do that. We're going to watch Basket Case.
Wait,
downtown Greenville.
I could watch it live?
Yeah, you could go be there live. A bunch of other people.
Gary has a podcast that usually hits horror films called Cinema Shock and everything like that. Sometimes not just horror films, sometimes it's other genres, and it's all sorts of just directors doing a whole thing. You can follow the podcast, like, subscribe, do all that on iTunes or wherever the hell you get your podcast. But they also do live events once a month, where it's kind of a condensed version of the podcast, live and in person. So if you want to hear Gary Horne in a way unlike you've ever heard him, and let me tell you, when I played a clip for him one day and Joe goes, how come we don't get this version of Gary? It's because Gary's worried about losing his job with us. And so he's very sanitized with this. I get it. But this Gary is not the total real Gary. Oh, no. To do that, you got to go online. Cinema Shock podcast. Just like if you ever want to know who the real Joe Galli is, be at the live shows, follow us. And then Dealz. This is Dealz. There's no pretending. Danny
Ryan,
Dealz,
it's July 16th. We're doing Basket Case at Coffee Underground, downtown Greenville. Downtown Greenville's nice. If you guys have never been there, it's a really great place.
I haven't seen Basket Case in a long time.
We're doing a thing called cult class. So we just hold a class for you and teach you all about cult movies and tell you everything you need to know. And,
yes, Long Leg coming out. Yes, I can't wait to see that. Fantastic.
A lot of cult.
Yeah, I am excited about Long Legs. Yeah,
a lot of cult talk on here tonight. Joe, you got that
weird.
Electric by the Cult? Remember them? Firewoman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like them, but we're talking about
the Cult was never my jam, but I do know who they are. Also, just saw the prequel to Quiet Place the other night. Not a bad movie. Kind of got me in the feels at times, but I'm not a cat guy. That's my one qualm.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks everybody for being here. Please, until next week, you gotta enjoy those gravy cakes, everybody.